Well, let me start to with crediting St. Mary's, Jesse, the job he's done. He's put together a really good team. They're going to win. I told him at the end of the game they're going to win a heck of a lot of games at the NAIA level. Got talent, got athleticism. They compete, well coached, play hard. Thought they for a lot of the game, particularly first 10 minutes, really beat us up physically, kicked our tails on the glass. Credit to him. You could tell the energy he coaches with and competes with. His players, reflect that. And so it was really, really impressed with that basketball team. And we're going to try to make this, a regular, occurrence, much as we can. With I think it's great for Vigo County, and happy for him and his program. For our guys. A lot we can take moving forward. I think there was some really good positives from game one, and loved some of the things I saw, and then there were some things I saw that got to be cleaned up. But that's what competition does. This is our first time playing with the lights on, with fans. Obviously you get the scrimmages, but those are different. This was our first opportunity, lights on, fans, etc. So I think a lot of things we can grow from and get better from, but a lot of things to build on as well. Really thought Isaiah Swope first half was tremendous. Obviously his shot making got us a lead, and then I thought second half we played with much more force. I thought we were much more aggressive. Went from 0 free throw attempts in the first half to 25 in the second half. I don't know that I would like to make more free throws, but I don't know that I've ever seen a team go from 0 to 25 from a free throw standpoint. I thought we played with much more force. We were much more aggressive in half two. We got to cut down on our fouling, cut down on some of the gambles and some of the bonehead plays we're making on that end, and I think we'd be much cleaner on both ends. But again, a lot to build on. Excited for the start, and obviously big one coming up on Friday.
Questions, please.
Coach, you guys came out and gotta feel different, right? You have all these new veterans coming in who transferred. One of your bigger freshman classes, right? In a while that you've had, or I guess you've had here at ISU. Mm-hmm. But did it feel like, all right? Did it just feel like a different dynamic, just coming out and having so many new faces, playing so many big roles, and having those core returners back, but just having a different kind of feel and dynamic to it?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's a totally different team. I mean, we got 8 of our 13 scholarship players are brand new, so there's not a whole lot of carryover. You got guys like Julian, and then of course missing Robbie, so that takes one of our returners out. So really, you don't have many guys who at that group that have a lot of these guys was our first game with Indiana State jersey on, lights on. So it's different feeling when you have a new group. It's almost like for us, almost like a whole new team. They play a little differently. I think like every group, you have different strengths, you have different weaknesses. Last year's team, had some things it did a lot better than this team. This team has some things that does a lot better than last year's team. But yeah, no, it's definitely a different feel when you got all those guys out there. But one big difference for us is the speed and dynamic ability. I don't know if dynamicism is a word, but I'll use it, of those guards. If it's not a word, we can just make it a word. We'll just say it is.
Is there something you wanted to see coming into tonight, and did you get that done from your ball club?
Yeah, I mean, yes. I mean, I wanted for us to be tested, and I thought we were. I thought they tested us. I wanted to see how we would compete with the lights on. I wanted us to play with a crowd and with some, again, it's different. Like, we have, you can scrimmage, and we had 2 really good scrimmages. I mean, played 2 really good teams in NKU and Cincinnati, but that's not anything compared to playing with the lights on here with a crowd. It's just a different atmosphere, different vibe. I want to see how we'd respond. I thought the unselfishness was really good. I mean, 23 assists. Guys shared the ball. We moved it. Guys played for one another. I thought, that was good. Thought we were exposed in a few areas we got to be better in. Certainly, we've got to do a better job of. I thought got knocked around a little bit too much, got knocked down. I thought they were, like I said, at times, particularly early, and at times second half, the more physical team. So, but again, I think we got what we wanted. We got a chance to play, got a chance to look at some different things, got a lot of guys minutes. I think everybody, that could play, played. Obviously we're down a couple guys, but everybody that could play got in, and guys that the bench guys. Not that our bench was great by any stretch, but those guys got a chance to get in and get their feet wet a little bit. Guys like Eli, guys like Mace, Jake Wolf was an experienced guy. Still a different role for him coming off the bench. That even though he's experienced, not experienced doing that. So it was good to see some of those guys get in and kind of get their feet wet as well. In terms of getting some minutes.
Last year you had Voss and Cam kind of feed off each other. Isaiah and Ryan did that tonight. Looked like they had the potential to do that this season. Both scores, but in different ways. How nice is it to have those two complementing each other?
Well, it really gives you a different dimension that we haven't had, since I've been here. When you look at guys that can really score both off the three and off the bounce. They have the ability to attack and get in the lane, and then obviously they can shoot the basketball. Like you said, they do it differently. Isaiah's much more off the dribble. Ryan's much more, catch and shoot. But their versatility and how they score, the ability to put the ball in the basket, the efficiency in which they do it with. We're basically playing with 3 point guards out there, so I think it allows us to open the floor up, play with more speed. But we've got to rebound the basketball, and that's on our guards. Thought Ryan did a nice job tonight and has, throughout. We got 7 tonight. Jason Kent's a guy that's got to make that work. At 6'8", 6'9", he's got to be a guy that, can get us, 6, 7 rebounds a game. He got 5 tonight. I thought he could have got a couple more. He knows that, but we need him to kind of, bring that all together and make it happen. And then Ryan and Ju particularly, because they're bigger guards, their rebounding, has to be at a high level. And of course, whoever's the big, obviously Jabo's never going to be a big-time rebounder, basically due to lack of athleticism and size, kind of the story of my life. But he's going to box his guy, and then the other guy's got to go get it, and when Robbie's in there, Derek's in there, those guys can get it, got to go get it as well. JD, I thought, a lot of those guys for the first time, like, it's about getting what you want. Like for JD, Eli, even Augie, certainly even for Mason, Jake Wolf, like all those guys kind of first time, Ryan, Isaiah, it was good to see. And those two guys are explosive, and I think they make each other better. They depending, like you have 2 guards like that, they can, at times maybe step on their toes, make each other worse. But those guys make each other better, and they complement each other really, really well. So it's an exciting start, but I know they'll continue to work, and we got a lot of work to do to get better. And we got to get better between now and Friday.
This is the first, the 3rd year you're working with Julian and Larry, right? Can you see? I know it's super early, right? You can't really be like, well, this year's gonna be different. But what can you tell me about kind of what you've seen from him? There's an instance where Kobe Barnes shoots a 3 or a deep jumper. He contests, and then he goes to the rim and gets the rebound, and then he brings down the ball on the court, no-look passes to Jason Kemp for a dunk. I mean, where do you see Larry in that moment?
Yeah, I mean, he's a guy that, Julian's a guy that gets better, every year. His work ethic, the way he approaches it, he's very deliberate in his work. He's got a monster work ethic. He's a kid that cares about the right things. He's all about winning. He's a guy that his role, I think he's a better player. I don't know what the numbers will end up being because he's on a different type of team. But tonight I thought he was really solid. I mean, he made 2 for him, pretty poor turnovers, but he had some he was really downhill, found his teammates, got on the glass, and we're gonna need that from him. He's historically not been a great rebounder, but I think he can be. And again, if we're gonna play that way, he's got to be able to go and get us, 5, 6, 7 rebounds. He's got to be able to do that. Ryan's got to be able to do that. Those guys, while they're point guards, Julian's 6'3", 200 plus. Ryan's 6'4", 215. Those are big kids, down there. They got to be able to get on the glass, and their ability to get on the glass then opens up transition, allows us to play fast, allows us to get out, like you said, that play in particular. Our speed with Jason Kent out there, Obviously, Robbie and Jabo slow us down, but the other 4 guys are pretty fast. And so our ability to get out, run, and those guys play ahead and let them. That's where they're all at their best, is when we're able to get out, run, open the floor up for each other, get in transition. And I thought Jew again tonight did a nice job. Particularly, I thought in the second half when the game kind of slowed down a little bit, his ability to get in the paint. Even with those other 2 guys, and they're both really good. We're talking about Ryan, Isaiah. Julius is the best guy we have at getting his shoulders by people without any help and touching paint. I thought he did that a number of times today.
I have a question for Coach. Can you take us through seeing Jaden on the court in the last couple of minutes? What that means as not only a coach, but
Yeah, his father. Yeah, no, that was cool. The missed free throws weren't so cool, but the Euro was pretty cool. That was I could never have pulled that off. So I was no, I mean you're he comes in every day and you got guys like he and Cooper Bean and a number of guys that come in the scout team and work every day, and they come out and they practice and they do everything these guys do. And so when they get an opportunity, obviously as a father, I tell guys all, coaching, if you do it right, it's like, being a step parent, right? It's like, it's learning to love, kids are not biologically yours like they're biologically yours. But that one is biologically mine. So, you feel pride, you feel a little angst, and he's out there. It's great for him to get an opportunity. I was thrilled for him. Wish the layup would have gone or a free throw would have gone, but it was awesome to see him out there, and he's done a really good job. He's gotten a lot better. And he redshirted last year, and obviously he's made a big jump this year. He's helped us in practice, and so would have loved to see it go in, but it was cool to see him get out there, compete, and certainly was something I'll always remember.
anything else for Coach?
Do you have an update on Robbie?
Update on Robbie. So